Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how to self-publish a book and make money. It's possible to generate six-figure revenue from your book, but you need to follow the right steps. By the end of this video, you will learn how to write a book that resonates, the importance of working with professionals, and connecting your book to your larger sales goals. And stay tuned until the end of the video for a free opportunity. Let's dive in. The first thing you need to remember when thinking about self-publishing a book and trying to make money from it, it's not about the book itself. You can put out any garbage book and it's not going to resonate, it's not going to make money, it's not going to connect, it's not going to hit. I've worked with authors who've done that, who just pushed something out into the world and thought, I'm going to get something in return, and they didn't. It didn't happen. It really requires deep thought, it really requires the right effort, and it really requires determination. This isn't a quick hit thing. This isn't a fast thing. When you think about making money from a book is a long-term marketing asset. This is something that you should be able to use to promote, to build on over the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months and on forward. This isn't some quick hit thing. This is a longer-term opportunity, and you want to make sure to put the best foot forward. You only have one chance to get it right when you're publishing this book. You obviously go back and revise it, but you really have one chance. You have one chance to get it right, and it's up to you to make the most of that opportunity. So you need to write a book that connects, that people are engaged by, that moves somebody. First off, you need to figure out what's already been written in this space. Whatever you're writing about, no matter your platform, no matter your sales goals, you need to figure out how your book is different. I've worked with people before who've tried to recreate these amazing, very successful, 20 million bestseller kind of books. And no one's going to care if you write a recreation of Atomic Habits. It's a waste of time. That book's already been written. Yeah, you can obviously take some ideas from Atomic Habits and other places and incorporate them into your book while crediting them properly. But at the same time, no one wants to read the next recreation of Atomic Habits. They will just read Atomic Habits. The body keeps the score. Whatever the case may be, these popular books are there for a reason, and these previously published books have an audience. And you're thinking about how your book relates to those books. So you need to have a spin. You need to have something different about your book that draws people in. Something that separates your book from every other book that's ever been written. Your book is like a fingerprint, or it's like a snowflake. It is unique. It's different. It's never been done before. So you really need to bring that uniqueness to the table. After you think about what you want to write, the next step is doing the writing. It's actually, putting pen to paper. But before you do that, think about the foundation. Think about the reader takeaway. Think about the outline. What's inside and outside of the frame of the book. By figuring out your outline and figuring out your roadmap, it's going to make the writing process easier. And by unlocking your purpose, your inner why you're writing this book, it's going to help you to keep going even when you face challenges in the writing process. Writing a book can be super hard. It can be very difficult. It can challenge you emotionally, creatively. It forces you to confront all of your self-doubts and your frustrations and your fears. If all those things keep bubbling up and you don't have a good reason to keep going, you're going to give up. This is why so many people start writing a book and then quit. They don't see the bigger picture. They don't see what's in it for them to keep going, and it's a risk-reward thing. The frustrations and challenges they're running into aren't easily overcome because they don't have that reason to keep going. You have to have a reason, a destination in mind, a goal in mind for this. Otherwise, it's going to tax you, and it's going to take so much away from you, and you're going to want to give up, and you're not going to have a good reason to go forward. Well, I know it's easy to get discouraged and want to give up. Before you do that, I want you to think about the help that you could get to keep going. I have worked with dozens and dozens of authors to bring their books forward as a book ghostwriter. There's book ghostwriting, in which a ghostwriter will help guide the writing process. There's writing coaching, in which a coach will give input and guidance and support, and the author will continue the writing themselves. So there's multiple frameworks to working with a professional in the writing process. That continues in the production, editing, design, and layout process. A book can be a very lonely thing, but you don't need to do it alone. There's other people who can help you, And by working with professionals, true professionals who've been in this space, who know how to do a good job, who know how to lay out a book, who know how to design a cover, who know how to market and promote a book, whatever the case may be, by working with professionals, you can put yourself in a better position to succeed. It's interesting because when I work with a client, when I work as a ghostwriter with an author, it's interesting because ghostwriting can be a very expensive process. When I work as a ghostwriter with an author, price and cost is often a challenge. It can be a lot of money for somebody to pay $25,000 or more to have somebody write their book for them. The interesting thing comes in the outcomes of the book. When somebody works with a professional ghostwriter, the likelihood that they're going to be able to make more money in the end, that they're going to be able to recoup more revenue in the publication and promotion of the book is actually higher. It's basically spending money to making money. And working with professionals can help you unlock the greatness in your story instead of thinking about doing it alone. There's so many times when I read a self-published book and I pick it up and start looking at it, and I recognize how much better it could have been if they worked with a professional, even for just a limited amount of time. Those payoffs can be massive. Those payoffs can be huge. That working with that professional can mean the difference between writing a book that gets ignored and writing a book that generates six-figure revenue. A lot of times people think about book sales as the way to generate revenue. And I want to dispel that rumor. I want to make you think about it a different way. Instead of thinking about putting the book in so many readers' hands, I want you to think about putting the book in the right readers' hands. What could happen if 25 or 50 or 100 people who are interested in working with you, collaborating with you, booking speaking engagements with you, what would happen if they got the book instead of just a random 100 or 1,000 people? There's so much revenue potential in thinking of the book as the first step in an opportunity, in a relationship, a forward progress with somebody. To think about taking them from reading the book to wanting to work with you. Maybe they want to sign up with your high-value coaching services or support, or become a client, a customer of your company. Whatever the case may be, it's important to think of the book as the first step in that opportunity. It's not just they read the book and then it's over. It's about the bigger picture. It's about the book as part of your sales funnel. When you can properly connect your book to your sales funnel, it creates so many more opportunities for revenue that otherwise might not exist. Otherwise, people read the book, maybe they leave a comment on Amazon, I really enjoyed the book, this was great, but there's no deeper connection. There's no next step. It just ends there. This process, the power of it, is really about unlocking the potential within yourself, unlocking the greatness within yourself, and seeing your book as one element in your many offerings. And if you can do that, you can have so much financial success. My last tip, my last piece of advice about self-publishing a book and making money is putting yourself out there. Put yourself out there. This isn't about just publishing a book and just seeing it fade away. This is about steps, baby steps, forward steps, posting on social media, finding a way to connect to your audience, going to author events, putting yourself in position to succeed. The more that you can do that, the more success you're going to have. The more success you're going to have at connecting with the right audience, the more success you're going to have at growing your audience, and the more success you're going to have at grabbing hold of your dreams. Your book dreams are at the end of this. Think about what your book dreams look like as you're working on the book, as you're planning the book, as you're thinking about taking the next steps, because a lot of those things you can start to put into place during the writing process, during the editing process. This isn't just about waiting till it's time to publish the book and then saying, oh, I'm going to promote it now. No, this is about putting yourself in the space and putting yourself in the best position to succeed. And the more that you can do to build momentum, the more that you can do to put yourself in the right places, whether it's booking speeches, whether it's doing author signings, book launch events, whatever the case may be, this is a long-term commitment. This is a big thing. This is a part of your life, and it's something to be proud of, and it's something to carry forward with. If you want to learn more about how to self-publish a book and make money, you'll definitely want to watch another video I recorded. I'll link to it on the screen. It's called Is Writing a Book Worth It? In that video, I focus heavily on all of the doors that can open from writing your book and the powerful message that you can share with the world. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.